today, if this finds you, your heaviness will be lifted. First round of intuition coming through from a lunar eclipse. The word heavy is just stuck with me for the moments I've been meditating before I recorded this video, and I would like to see where this intuition or these messages will unfold about feeling heavy. So, if you're carrying burdens, heaviness, something that you could not take away from your system, feels so heavy. Torrid breaths, stiff shoulders, stiff necks is what I feel. Maybe those are the physical pains equated to your heaviness. This reading may be for you. I want to focus on what the scythe is today. Number 10, number 10, number 10. There is an intimate decision that is not possible, that may indicate as a form of disruption. You could be forced to be aware that your heaviness isn't yours and it's now to be lifted away from you. If you feel that the heaviness that you're carrying right now is not something that you're willing to carry on, do not carry it on. Do not bring it forward. Leave it. Okay? I'm sincerely drawn to the gray areas of the scythe, alongside with the headdress of the figure. I see gray areas in your life. The possibility of the heaviness that you're carrying is related to the gray areas of your life. Gray areas, I say, things that are uncertain, things that you've overthought about, things that appear shiny yet are not supposed to be shiny. The heaviness appears to be shining through you because the luster is just a temptation. But deep within, you must know that this is a warning. These forms of heaviness are just distractions to your destruction. You may be warned right now to just take a close look at all the gray areas of your life that may cause your heaviness to be unbearable, and let them unfold. My name is Luigi of Aquarius Tarot, and this message, by the way, is for the collective. I have life path specific messages, but right now this lunar message is for the collective. Heaviness related. That's what my intuition keeps telling me about this reading. There is indeed a new opportunity for an overflow of the water trine. Okay? If you're a Pisces, a Cancer, a Scorpio, most likely, if you're part of this reading, you could be a Pisces, a Piscean, a Cancerian, a Scorpion. If you're one of those in particular, you may be called at this very moment to take a look at all the emotions that are pouring in while the heaviness is being lifted. The heaviness that is being lifted away from you is being flushed by the overflow of a universal distinction of emotions. Be ready to be overflowed, outpoured, given the idea of you receiving something that will be flushing out all the heaviness. All the heaviness that you're carrying will be flushed out. And I'm so drawn by the dove above, the waters that being flown. The dove is flying on top of you to say to you, the offer of a new flush is on its way to you. And as soon as the heaviness will be lifted, Expect that the overflow of emotions that come by through you will make the gray areas of your life into the black and white. Things will start to be definite in your mind. Things will start to be definite in your heart. Things will start to be definite in the physical manifestation of your life. Everything that revolves around it, everything that rotates around it. So, I want to be very particular. You will start to feel that maybe the stiff necks or the painful backs or bruised skin or nicks and picks of wounds will start to scar up, and expect the tissues to just feel like they're going to recover quicker than usual, and you will feel that the heaviness will be lifted. If you're not feeling those physical manifestations as you reach this video, you may be a person that is experiencing colds or fever, or maybe you're having a few days of headaches. You're feeling that you're having a tighter chest, you have torrid breathing, you feel that you skipped your heartbeat. You could be those people. You could also be crying more than usual in the past 7 to 14 days if this video finds you. So if so, expect all the heaviness and all the gray areas that are related to that to be faded away. The challenge that you might be encountering as of this time, collective, amidst the promise of all the emotions to be flushed out, will be you holding on to it. Okay. You think that all the physical manifestations that are inclined to what this heaviness, these gray areas mean, you're still holding on to it. And because you're holding on to it so tightly, you couldn't even find a way to even release it. You think it's so comfortable being in your own skin. You think it's part of your skin. You think it's part of your identity. You think it's part of your the things that you care about. You think it's something related to the importance of life. And you're diving through so much in your mind about these things, and you already are aware that the heaviness is no longer part of you, but you must know that they're not a part of you, and you should let them go. Let it be sliced away, right? Detach from the heaviness. Let them go, collective. Whatever you're clinging on, holding on to, related to the gray areas of your life, let it be flushed away by the promise of the water trine. It's important that you might be needing to be around with a Cancer, a Scorpio, a Pisces sun and moon in your life. They may help you with the emotional turmoil. There's a card that wanted to come out. Similar figure, the Death Rider. Take a look. Death Rider. These are just the same characters, and nonetheless, the Death Rider on the Death card is not carrying the scythe. Why do you need to make sure that you are no longer holding on to the gray areas that carry to your heaviness, collective? Is because you have to rage on to something that will transform the way you think about things. Now, what I'm really talking about, this heaviness that will be lifted upon you, collective, is from the gray area to the black and white. You will be able to determine if it's a yes or no. You will be able to determine if it's an up and down, a left or right, a blue and red, a green and yellow. You will be able to distinctively create clearer decisions, collective. The 10 is saying, okay, so I have the 10 before the 3, and I have the number 10, right? We have two 10s that are appearing in the cards. Possibly an angel message of a 10, 10, a 10, 10, 10 repeated 10s. You are now being asked, collective, to ask, why are you still holding on to the gray things of your life? Why are these gray areas of your life still being clinged upon by you? Why do you still hold on to these things? When you know that it will eventually be taken away from you, so let it be taken away from you. Let it be flushed by the water trine. Let the promise of water, let the promise of the ocean, the sea, the lake, the rivers, let them overflow, whatever this is, because it is going just to take away all the heaviness that you have. And you just have to understand that by the feeling of you being able to distinctively identify what the yes and no's in your life are, in your mind, in your heart, in your life, whatever those are, you can make better yeses, clearer yeses, distinctive no's, denial no's, rejective no's. The black is now starting to surface. Okay? The black is now starting to surface. We're seeing a dominant character trait here of a person wearing a dark cape. Dark cape. Dark. Okay. I feel, collective, that what you're saying, or what you're saying to yourself, asking yourself, whatever the heaviness are that is represented by the gray areas of your life, you must say no right now. Saying no, telling no, denying with a no, articulating your no's, rehearsing your no's, rehearsing the no answer is something that is coming up. You're about to express saying no to people, to things, to circumstances, and that's for you. Two fours on the deck right now. Number 4 and number 4. Okay. I'm recording this on the night of March 3, 2026, of an eclipse night, Philippine time, which will be approaching the 4th of March, when for the other side of the world is going to encounter the eclipse. The state of you requesting for a wish. And collective, I just feel that the wish is not directly the way that you're saying whatever this is. Okay? Maybe you have been hoping, praying, dreaming, wishing, manifesting ever since, for quite a while. You already have an understanding of the dark areas of your life, gray areas of your decisions. You've been praying, hoping, dreaming, wishing, manifesting that you just wanted a clear distinction of how you can decide further after this matter of fact. And what's coming up in my intuition is the way that you had been saying yes to in the past will never be the same way that you'll be saying yes to right now. You may have been saying yes every now and then in the past, okay? You may have been a yes sir, right? You've always been saying yes to everybody and everything and anybody and anything, but it's not going to be the same way that you will say yes now, okay? The yes that you'll be saying right now is a definite yes. It's not a masking yes. It's not a labeled yes. It's not the yes that is just comfortable in its skin. It's a yes that is definite. It's a yes that will pierce through. It's a no that will pierce through. So what I'm saying here, collective, is from the gray area to the dark area, when you will start saying no to things, it will feel very new for you, but it's because you are now redefining the way that you've been saying yes to things, okay? Starting from this point on, I tell you, the heaviness that will be lifted from you will cause you an instant effect of you saying yes and no differently. The way that you will be saying yes or no will be so different after the heaviness will be lifted. You're now about to embrace a darker part of how you distinguish your dark area. You are embracing the black, the darkness, the shadow. You're embracing a narrowed understanding of, this is now how I'm going to deal with things, and that's how I'm going to deal with it. It's going to be less complicated, it's going to be less confusing, it's going to be less meticulous, it's going to be distinct, specific, brave, with brevity, with, it's not if imagine in the past, you were constantly saying, I don't know, maybe, maybe not, you're not sure. Right now, it's very easy for you to say yes or no. The I don't knows, the maybes will not be as much anymore. Okay? The decisions that you're about to make will be more distinct, very specific, more clear. And a 3 came out. Okay. We have 2, 3 Roman numerals in the deck. The 3 of the 13 of the Death card, and the 3 of Wands. Now, I want you to take note, collective, that the number 10, the number 7, the number 4, and the number 3 will be so distinct for you from this point forward. Again, the number 10, the number 7, the number 7, the number 4, and the number 3, those are the numbers that you have to take note of from this point on. Whatever is repeated in those sequences, especially if it's a repeating set of 10s, or an alternate of a 4 and 3, or a 3 and 4, or an alternate of 7, 7, 7, 7s, those could be some angel messages. And right now, because things will become more clearer for you, you are about to embrace the distinction of you riding the ship that you are about to sail. You're now telling other people, circumstances, events. Because when you say yes, when you say no, people know exactly your disposition. People know exactly your disposition. And it's no longer reliant on what other people will say, it's reliant on what you hold on to. The yes or the no is more clear, more distinct, more specific, because you are focused on what you're holding on, not what other people are holding on for you. Even if other people are surrounding you, circumstances, events, or whatever, these are no longer going to hold you back. When the heaviness is lifted, collective, you must understand that as you create that part of your destiny as being the scythe right here, you must know that whatever shearing that you're about to do, that is going to make things clearer. You must take note of this. The I don't knows, the I don't cares, the maybe nots, the unsure, not sure, sures, the yeses, the probablys that you may have said in the past will no longer be your language. The yes and no's will be more definite to you, and you cannot be much more surprised by the idea that you will be tending to be explaining way less. And collective, from this point on, I don't think you will be explaining anything further for anything and everybody. When you say yes or no, you don't really need to say an explanation. Okay? You don't have to complicate, because it's no longer gray. It's no longer murky. It's no longer a smoke screen. You're entering a particular shift in making better decisions. When the flush happens, it's flushed out. It's already wiped out. It's ready to the wasteland. It's going to be washed away. It's not coming back. It's not coming back. And be careful what you say yes and no to, because your words, your actions the results that you put out, the thoughts that you think about, it's going to be so distinct. You could not even imagine how powerful the decisions that you're going to make right now. And I think when you're receiving this message, there is a particular big decision in your head. At least one. There is a big decision coming up in repeated sequences. It's like a set of nightmares coming back. Deja vuing. Okay? You cannot stop it. Because it's been in the gray for years. It's been dark gray in the years. You're now shifting from the dark gray to the black. Okay? From the gray to the black. To the black. Okay? The I don't knows is now becoming more knows. The maybes are now becoming no's. The not sure is actually becoming a no. Okay? And the power of your yes will be so tangible for you that whatever this kind of dark gray comfort that you're carrying will be flushed away. You will no longer hold on to it. It wouldn't be. Collective, as I say this, comment down below. What is that big thing coming up in your mind right now that you're deciding up? And let's see if people can actually have the similar thing that they're thinking about. And I said it. The moon came up. Okay. Now, I don't know. I'm recording this in the night of the March 3, 2026 eclipse. The sun and moon are conjoined in a parallel that is creating so much of this, and I want you to see this. The moon card here is showing the rays of the sun behind it, and the moon is frowning on what's going on down below. And I think you're the characters, you're the foxes here. Collective, I think collective, you're the foxes. You're going crazy in the moonlight. Because the heaviness is so distraughting. Collective, you're starting to feel and go crazy, berserk about it. You're berserking up. You don't have this physical capability to even just like, okay, I'm so done with it. I was about to say profane language. You're going berserk in your mind, and the moon is no longer pleased with what's happening with you, and so hence let the water trine begin. And if you notice, the moon is carrying water. The moon background is in dark. The moon and the sun are radiating together. It is an inevitable force of understanding that the lunar eclipse will bring you the clarity that you need. And this clarity is saying yes and no to people, things, circumstances, period. And the big decision in your head that you're growing berserk about, you're going crazy for, it's either a yes or no that is clear. Okay? But I'm feeling more of the no. The no is saying here, the moon is trying to remind you, collective, let the burden, the heaviness, the crosses, the weights be torn apart and washed away. Let them be flushed out, let them go to waste, because it's not something you're supposed to carry on. The moon doesn't want you to continue to go berserk in circles like the foxes with what the things you carry about. The moon is aiding that. And remember, the moon card is another 10 with the X right there. 10, 10, 10 as I say it is. Okay. You must know, collective, that there is... You must know that there is this unsurmountable amount of pressure right now, or in a few moments that will start to fade away. Let it fade away. Collective. I'm speaking to you who is a person who is wanting the yoke to be lifted. If the yoke that you're carrying is making you uneased, if you feel it's difficult for you to carry the yoke because the burden will lighten up, let it lighten up. Collective, if there's that big decision, please comment down below. The big decision requires you to have an utmost focus of commitment. Okay? I believe, collective, what is inspiring you in the first place to push through the moon, whatever is pushing you through to let go of the burden, is something related to the way that you're committed to this choice. You're looking at your higher self and asking yourself, if I make this commitment right now to say yes and no more distinctly, saying yes or no more distinctly, what are going to be the things that I'm going to say yes and no to? And as I said, it could be related to people, collective. There are people in your proximity, collective, that you might be saying yes and no to. And maybe this is something related to the big decision that you're carrying on from this point forward. Maybe when the time that you're thinking about this berserk idea of a person, or you're actually directly thinking of the person, you're constantly ruminating about it, and will the choice that I'll be making together with this person, with these people, will be worth it? It's leaning to the black. It's leaning to the no. It's leaning to the dark. So you're putting it out, saying maybe. Now you're saying no. If you're sitting on a contract and you know that a yes is actually not going to make you 100%, just say no. If there's a particular decision that other people is asking you to do and you're unsure, it's a no. So let this message be the way for you to see that the no is clear. The first transition that you're about to make is not the yeses yet, but the no. As I've said, the yeses are going to be so important for you because the lesser you will be saying yes. Okay? Remember that. From this point on, whatever the big decisions are, you'll be saying more no's than yeses. The yes, sir, the probably yes, the maybe yes, the not sure yes, the half-baked yeses. These yeses are not supposed to be the things that you will be thinking about as if you're going to be a yes, sir. Agreeability is no longer your trait. I said it, if you're familiar with the ocean personality, the A there, the agreeability, that's not something that you will be doing forth. Okay? So, card flew, and I wanted to show you that the card that flew is the Knights of Pentacles. All the circumstances, the people, the things around you are now imagining a character of yours that is so untouchable. Okay. When the transformation happens, collective, you will appear as a person that will be untouchable. The no's and the yes that you'll be saying forth will no longer be something that can be negotiated. You're hard to negotiate. You're hard to be persuaded. it will be more difficult for people to find a way to like sway you out and make you say yes or no to something. Because the black and whites in your life are getting so clear, you're not in the dark anymore. You're no longer clouded by the grayness of life. The white part of the skies will clear this up. And remember, the powerful combination of the brightness of the sun and the dusk of the moon will lead you to be so focused on the very thing that you want to focus on. When you say yes, it's a yes. When you say no, it's a no. No maybes, no I don't knows, no unsure. Nah. There will be a very minimal chance after this that when a day, a couple of days, a few days clear up, when you notice that all the back pains and the stiff necks and the headaches and the cold and the fever, if you're having these physical manifestations, right? If you're skipping your heartbeat, or maybe emotionally you're just crying out of nowhere because you don't know the reason, or you've been constantly ruminating about something and you're overthinking about something and you could not understand why. A day, 2 days, a week, a month after, you're going to be untouchable with the decisions that you're about to make. Your yes is a yes, your no is a no. And I think the no's will be much more particular, because you look at every decision as if it is a commitment. You look at every decision as if that if I do this with another person, with another higher self of mine, can I really commit to this thing? Can I make sure that the commitment of my decision is really a yes or no? That's how deep your understanding of making decisions are from this point on. Discernment is what will lead you to your greatness, collective. Discernment will be the gift that will be your embrace right now. That's the value of discernment. And another 6. 2 6s on the fly. The first 6 and the second 6. The benefit of saying yes and no more definitely, collective, is you being the person who is going to bring the sense of balance, of justice, of generosity, of, I would say, a place of wealth, a place of exponentiating security. Wow. Exponentiating security. I don't know why. Okay, that's my loud thoughts. Those are my loud thoughts from this very point on. The yeses and the nos that will be more definite that you're going to be speaking, thinking, feeling, drawing out about, collective, is something related to the 6 of Pentacles. Because you're trying to restore balance. The exponentiating security as the effect of saying more definite yes and no's will make you restore the balance of you and everything around you. Wow. The clearer the yes and no's that you're about to make, collective, will bring you exponentiating security to restore the balance of you versus you and everything around you. You're called to restore balance. Remember, you're playing with the dark. You're playing in the dark, being affected by the murkiness of the gray areas of your life. But now the sun and moon are combining to eradicate the murkiness. Let the water flush the heaviness away, back into the ocean. Okay? Let the Death Rider be your friend from this point on. Don't be afraid to ride on to saying more yes or no's more definitely, more clearly, because that is going to be your advantage. You are restoring balance, and hence you'll be victorious. 3 sixes of the day. 666 collective. 6 of the lovers. 6 of pentacles. 6 of wands. Dun, 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 dun. From the journey from the 3 to the 6. Amazing collective. People will make you think that you're untouchable. Some people will try to persuade you to go back to your old ways, but this is the outcome. If you allow this eclipse, the power of this eclipse to be received by you, to unfold in you, okay? Whatever the power of this eclipse is, right now, recording it on the night of March 3 of 2026 Philippine time, whatever this murkiness that is going to be transitioned to the clear light and dark, to the clearer white and black, let it go, let the murkiness fade away, be flushed out by the water trine of the Ace of Cups, and be victorious, because all the circumstances, the people, and the events of your life will appreciate you for restoring the balance that is needed. The restoration of the balance is needed, collective. Okay. Before we go, by the way, if this reached you, it must resonate. Please leave a like if it did. Okay. Whatever is a big decision, comment it down. If you wanted to find your tribe, comment down. Okay. This video is part of a community that I'm trying to build. So, if you want to, just be candid about your thoughts and say it. Bingo. One substantial advice on the lunar eclipse, okay, is the High Priestess, yeah? Your advice is related to your advice is still related to an eclipse character, the High Priestess, number 2 of the major arcana. Be the owl, okay? This is now a time to pause and reflect, not to take action. Okay? So if you're on this message, just let the eclipse energy, the universal energy, restore the balance just a bit. You're advised to not take action. Just have some rest. Take a break. And trust in your spiritual gifts, as nothing is hidden from your divine intuition. Nothing is being hidden from you, collective. There's none being hidden. And the reason I'm saying that is you are restoring balance. Pause and reflect on the dark, gray areas of your life and convert it into the definite white and blacks. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying at this frequency of this message. It must resonate, and if it did, leave a like, comment anything about what you've received and what you're thinking, feeling about during this video. Share this to somebody who you think needs to hear it. And subscribe to the channel for more added value. Then again, my name is Luigi of Cornerstone Tarot, and I wish you all the best.